they've kind of hit a power outage from guys that there's just no way they don't hit for power this
Right.
long right now. It feels like JD Martinez has been in one of those outside of the grand slam against the Angels that the Mets should have won that game. There hasn't been a lot of power from JD. There's been no power from Francisco Alvarez. There's been no power from Brandon Nimmo, who at one point looked like he could have had his first 30 home run season.
Yeah.
I say glass half full, and Starling Marte is going to be back hitting for this team as well. I say glass half full because, Joe, there's just no way that those three guys don't hit home runs the rest of the year. Nimmo constantly hits them in bunches. Martinez has been kind of like that this year. He didn't hit a lot of home runs out of the gate. Then you couldn't get him out, and he was putting the ball over the fence. And now it's a little bit of the same where he's not hitting the ball over the fence anymore. Alvarez is a guy that could be very, very streaky as well. Now, he's been very beat up this year as well, so I think we need to be a little careful overreacting to a 22-year-old player that's dealt with injuries this year. But that's my approach, that the Mets offense was really, really bad during this West Coast trip. But there are guys on this roster that simply have too much power that, like Pete Alonso, Francisco Lindor, Mark Vientos, they're going to keep hitting their home runs. But those other guys at some point are going to catch a little lightning.
I know this is going to be very, very much a hot take after you get shut out 2 out of 3 games and scratch out 1 run in the third, but this is just too good of an offense to be this poor for too long. And I know since the All-Star break, it's been very much to the point you made just a couple minutes ago of how, it's really hot or it's really not. And that's been the case. And now, coming off the All-Star break, we're coming on a month of that inconsistent offensive performance, but it's just, sometimes, we obviously analyze these things, but sometimes there's a little over analysis, and you just got to look at the players that are on the team and look at the back of the baseball cards and realize these guys can't have, it'd be hard to see a sustained bad stretch, continuing. So hopefully this is the time where things start to pick back up. And you mentioned Starling Marte working his way back. That can only be a positive for the offense. And, we'll see how he is from a health perspective and how they want to put him out in the field, because we know right field defense was a struggle for Starling Marte prior to going on the injured list. So, yeah, well, I think there's better days ahead for this Mets offense and getting back to the recipe that had them successful for 6-7 weeks of getting enough from the pitching staff and scoring a bunch of runs.